Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of The Haunting Hour. This is part 2 of the series premiere, Really You. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Really You. If this is the first series that you're watching on my channel, you'll start to realise that I'm really bad at remembering episode numbers, titles, characters and things like that. So anyway, the first part which we watched was the first episode about Lily D, and she's this doll that's basically, do you know, you get those dolls that look exactly like you? I think it is more of a thing in like Canada, America. I've never seen them here in the UK, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's not something I would really look for. But essentially this girl gets this doll that looks like her because she's spoilt by her dad particularly, and this doll basically looks like it's starting to take over her life and getting her in trouble when she's not looking. The mum's become like obsessed with this doll almost. It kind of is like a brainwashing, because there's this naughty, stroppy, spoilt child, and there's this doll who looks like her, who's quiet, who doesn't move when she's looking anyway, and all this stuff. So it's interesting and kind of creepy that this doll looks like her but is doing stuff to get her in trouble. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's a really good series premiere, and I'm excited to see how it wraps up. But I'm hoping it touches on the very beginning of the first episode. It had like a woman in like a doll's workshop almost, and she looked at the doll and basically said she was ugly or not good enough and threw the doll head away. I presume somehow that doll became Lily D. So is she cursed? Is she like, why is she evil? I hope we find out those kind of answers. We might not, because a lot of times in these children's horror or the younger horror stuff, they don't give a lot of answers to what things are. Happening Creeped Out a lot. There'll be monsters just because they're monsters. There wasn't a lot of why they're doing what they're doing. So, let's jump into part 2 of Really You, second episode of The Haunting Hour. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below what you thought, and subscribe to my channel for future episodes. And there's a Patreon link if you want to help support me in the future. Oh yeah, at the end of the last episode, the brother said he's going to prove what's going on. So he's going to find out the doll's doing this. Hopefully.
What do you want?
Why don't you just admit you painted the wall in Mom's room?
Because I did it.
Look, nobody's gonna do anything to you, okay? I mean, you're probably just gonna have to go talk to a therapist. And they'll have candy in the office and
He is trying to do the right thing.
stuff like that.
Didn't do it.
She's such a good actress. I love her. She's called Bailey. Bailey Madison, I think her name is. Okay. Very classic thing about... Oh, that doll is so creepy. In these shows, they always try and film it, but something goes wrong with the recording every time. Got like paranormal activity. Meh. That's so creepy. That was a good jump scare. That was very paranormal activity, and I love it. Told you.
You snuck into my room and filmed me on a hidden camera?
You're missing the point. The memory card was gone.
I don't feel good.
Can you believe what I have to put up with?
Why are
What's
you talking
happening?
to a
She's
doll?
getting more and more ill.
It's a doll. I mean, you've been acting really weird. I'm sorry, but ever since this doll has come into this house, our whole family has been falling apart.
Oh.
Jeez.
Oh.
Dizzy.
Mom, you've got to get her to a doctor. The doll took the memory card? I don't know
What?
that for sure. I knew it was an
That
evil
mom is
doll.
awful. She's just like,
My mom took Lily to the hospital. I don't know when she'll be back.
Has she always had this?
That's a birthmark.
what is it? It's like a mole.
Careful.
We've been having some behavior problems.
Don't like to hear that.
Ugh. Oh, that made me jump.
Watch it.
This episode's making me jump quite a lot.
In the meantime, young lady, stay home, rest, watch TV, play with your dolls, if you like dolls.
That look to her mum. Like, well, I did.
Something's been painted over.
Destroy this doll.
Destroy this doll.
Yeah, so it's definitely the doll from the beginning.
Stay.
Oh, that was close. That was close. So I'm thinking it's just this one doll that's evil. I mean, I doubt it's going to be all of them, although that would be a cool twist.
Over here.
But I feel like it's just going to be that one specific doll. This is definitely the place from the beginning of the episode. She makes the dolls, presumably.
Where are you, darling? There you are.
She'd know that was a person, surely.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Spies from the company.
No. We are.
You tell your bosses I cursed the day I ever sold my business to them. And then your company tore down my house. And they built and they
Oh.
built and they built. Then came the orders. Make more dolls. Faster, 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 faster. Money, 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 money.
Okay, she's definitely lost the plot. She needs help.
We think it may have come alive.
Yes.
Look, that's the doll.
Oh, no. She was supposed to have been destroyed.
Right. Destroy this doll was written on the back of her head.
But it was painted over.
Oh, the company would have painted it over and sold it, yeah. Did that on Chucky.
I was going to
When it was
destroy
destroyed in
her
Evil, they just did it up and sold it back out again.
Back to work. They promised they would destroy her. They promised. Liars.
Her soul.
All the dolls have souls. Oh, yes. Some are silly, and some are shy, and some are very serious, but they are all good. All the dolls have one thing in common. They are content to be who they are. But that one, she was different. She didn't want to be a doll.
She wants to be a
What's gonna happen?
person.
Telling.
You mean like a counselor? The one at school? Well, then who? Yeah, I guess. I love you too.
I feel so sorry for her.
I'm gonna try to be a nicer person.
She's done nothing
I'm
wrong.
gonna try really hard.
Well, she was a bit of a brat at the beginning, I suppose, but
I'm glad to hear that, sweetie.
this recent stuff's not her fault. I want this actress to be in every episode. I know she's not. I think this is the last one, but... Oh my god.
She did it!
Don't you talk. I just don't know what to do. I wish you were my daughter.
Oh my god. She's got plastic feet. She made the wish. Does that mean she's changed now? Is that what causes it? She turned into a doll. She's got proper feet now. Oh. That's so creepy. That is really well done, that effect.
A mother can like a doll, but she can't love it. And a mother will always love her child, but she can stop liking it.
Please tell me that's not the end of the episode. Okay, no, we've got time. I was gonna say, I don't want it to end with such a dark ending that the girl just becomes a doll and that's it. So the daughter's gonna become a good again, because she's not Lily. I'm in the kitchen.
You alright?
I feel so much better. And look, I made you a little snack. A little sandwich and a cappuccino.
I think the brother realises something's wrong.
I should have been on top of the world about closing the deal.
Ugh, this guy.
But all I could do was worry about Lily.
Oh,
Then I
sure.
walked through the door.
But you didn't come home early,
Everything's
though.
right again.
I've changed.
It's a good change.
Come on, Brandon. I want Brandon to solve the mystery.
Do you like me now, Mommy?
Could I not?
Oh.
I think.
But even the mum realises something's wrong. She's just a
deserves
bit
some new presents.
too perfect. That it's not realistic. So that's really well
I'm
done
through with dolls.
on the writer's part.
You don't want me to be the bad Lily again, do you? Of course you don't.
Back out that room.
Guys better get going. You smell different.
Oh,
Mother knows, and mother
just-
knows.
Just different.
Hey, Mom.
Birthmark.
This wasn't here before.
That's on the back of her neck.
Lily's birthmark. How can that be?
Because the doll's Lily. Come on.
Measurements, but I didn't know anything about a birthmark.
Hey! Come here! Stop.
She's off.
That's not Lily.
I mean, he's right. But can you imagine just like, what?
Whatever you do not let the trash take her.
It's a doll, a plastic doll.
This is our Lily.
That's impossible.
And her scent. And her birthmark.
I told you the smells are going to be a thing. I mean, she does sound like a crazy person. But she's right.
I love you so much.
Oh, she's turning back because she said she loved her. Oh, love conquers all. Bye, Lily D.
Lily!
And I'd love to be watching that just from a window, like girls running along, and then just she's a doll. It's so creepy. Bye. Right, okay. Luckily, that was a doll, because it looked like a child that you just ran over, and you should have stopped. So whoever's driving that truck needs to be stopped.
Cool! I want it, but I saw it first. Too bad. You always get what you want. Yes, I do.
Boo! I thought she was going to go to a new home then, but she scared them off. Okay, guys, that was part 2 of Really You, the series premiere of The Haunting Hour. And again, like I said in the part 1, that was really, really good. I'm really impressed with the doll itself, because they could have just had any old doll, and whilst it was a standard doll, minus the size being quite big, there was just something very human-like about the face, in particular, that meant when it was just like looking at you, or looking at the screen, or just staring off into the distance, there was something very creepy about how it looked. And that's not due to acting, to special effects, it's just the way they designed this doll, and it's so cool. And to be fair, in this episode, overall, there was a lot of really brilliant practical effects. So the scene when Lily was turning into the doll was scary, because like her leg turned plastic, her other leg turned plastic, and she's crawling along the floor with these plastic legs, and obviously reaches up and her hand's now plastic. And just the cut shots they do with like Lily falling out of frame and then the doll falling into frame and stuff, or the vice versa in the end when the doll turned back into Lily, are really well done. And because they did it practically rather than using like CGI for most of it, the only bit of CGI I think they really did was the eye on Lily D. She turns to the doll at the end, at like the midpoint, whatever. Because it's practical effects, it adds that level of realism to it that CGI just doesn't have. As much as CGI can be a better option and can be cool, I just prefer practical effects, even if it's less. It doesn't look as good. I think practical has that sense of realism that CGI doesn't. But this one looked really good and was really spooky and creepy and just made it horrifying to watch, to be honest, because you genuinely saw this girl turning into a doll because her mum said, I wish, like, I turned to the doll and said, I wish you, my daughter, not this bratty one. Who, yeah. It's weird, like, the turnaround, because she was such a brat at the start of the first episode, because that dad is just terrible and needs to go. He needs to go. But she was such a brat and spoiled because of the parents, in my opinion. And I didn't really like it, but she was constantly going through all this stuff and getting more and more ill because this doll was trying to take over her life. No one had any faith in her. Her brother didn't believe her. Her dad didn't believe her. Dad didn't really give a shit. Her mum didn't believe her. So you just started to feel really sorry for her, that whilst it's a cliche and these type of things, that something bad's happening, none of the parents believe you. And this one, it's just done so much better than a lot of these shows, and I'm happy to say that. Like, the acting was top notch from the daughter in particular. I mean, I love these shows. I love It You Afraid of the Dark. Goosebumps is one of my favourite shows of all time, really. But the acting's never perfect. It's not, but it's not meant to be. It's not Oscar winning. It's for kids, and it is what it is. And sometimes bad acting makes it good because it's kind of cheesy, kind of like a B movie. But this one, the acting was great. That daughter is such a good actress. I've seen her in Once Upon a Time, and I've seen her in some other stuff, I'm sure I have. And I'm hoping she has a really big career ahead of her. Because she's brilliant, and to get a good child actor in one of these things makes it so much more scary. The brother was a good actor, his friend was quite funny. So overall, for the kids, this was well acted. The effects were brilliant, the doll was creepy. It had a nice message at the end, which is just that the mum realised after all that her daughter was not who she... I can't think how I want to word it, but she realised that the doll was her daughter because of the birthmark and the smell and maybe the look in her eye and stuff, and that this person who was like the perfect daughter wasn't the daughter. I think that was really an interesting take as well, because a lot of times in these things, there's a switch of like a body swap, or the doll becomes real or whatever, or a clone, and the parents don't realise, but it was very clear from the start that the parents, or at least the mum, was like, something here is wrong. Of course the dad didn't realise, because the dad is such a terrible parent that he just does not know what's going on. But the mum, straight away, was just like, something's not right here. When she hugged her, she could smell that something was different. When she was making all the food, she was like, something's happened and I don't trust what's going on. So that was a really good narrative choice, really, that it wasn't just the mum was all happy that the daughter was nice again. She kind of knew something was wrong as well, as did the brother. And then they investigated it and found out what the problem was. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that episode. I thought it was a really satisfying end to the second part of the opening. I do know she comes back into it in a later episode. I don't know if it's series 2, 3, 4, this series. But I'm nervous about her coming back because I don't want them to ruin how creepy she is in this one by bringing her back too often. Sometimes when shows do sequels, it's kind of one of those, like, the less you see something, the more creepy it is. Let me know down below what you think of this episode, as well as if the next one's going to be good, whenever that is, what series that's in. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves, and staying safe. This episode was brilliant, really good. I really enjoyed it from start to finish, and I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm nervous that the quality is not going to be as good, but hopefully it will be strong all the way throughout the whole 4 seasons, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know down below your thoughts, subscribe if you enjoyed this reaction, and I'll see you all soon for the next episode of The Haunting Hour. Bye guys, take care.